Good morning. So I'm here just to give you a quick tutorial of my digital journal called Rooted. It is simply a devotional that you can use every day. It's very user friendly and it's quite simple in its making, but also I believe it really hits all the things that are helpful in just a simple devotional. And it also allows for there to be room to have a deeper study of the Bible and a deeper understanding of the Bible and of God. So what we have first is the cover page. It's quite simple. I'm going to swipe over, and the first page that you'll see is going to be the daily devotional. In the daily devotional, the purpose behind it is to simply think about what God has done for you. Think about who do I need to pray for, and then what verse should I focus on. And so it's very much like it can be done 5-10 minutes depending on how much energy you want to put into it. It can be very simple, or it could be very complex, and you could also become very creative with it. For example, if you wanted to be more creative with your imagery, you could put in a photo like this one. I am not necessarily grateful for fish, but I am grateful that fish exist. They're a great part of our ecosystem. And you could add in stickers, and you could say God's creation. And it just makes it a little cuter and it pops out. On the side, you have a space to reflect. Specifically, I think of this as I want to dig into the Bible today. I'm going to put my passage here, and I'm going to write notes all around it, and then I'm going to sit and reflect on it. That's how I would use this. You could use the space however you desire. So that's the daily devotional. The next thing we have is the weekly reflection. And the weekly reflection is really about contemplating either going into the next week or how the last week went. You could use it either way. But the purpose is, hey, what has God done for you this week? How can we bring honor and praise to Him in this space? And specifically thinking of the week as a whole. The next section I put in was answered prayer, and I think it's a good idea going to, even if it's been a hard week, to focus on the positivity of it all and where God has worked. The next page has spiritual discipline tracker on it. This is kind of to inform yourself of like, hey, how am I doing with prayer? How am I doing with meditation, with fasting, with gratitude, with fellowship? Where am I prioritizing this stuff in my life? And once you see that visually, you can see like, oh, hey, I haven't done a lot of prayer this week. That's something that I need to start doing again, or just track your spiritual health in this way. And then I also left 2 spaces where you could think about, okay, so I didn't pray that much this week, but I did fast this week. The adjustments over here is like, okay, so I didn't pray. Where in my life can I adjust to make that a priority? So that's just a basic reflection. So the next 3 tabs are going to be Bible study tabs, and I won't go too much into them, but I will do a quick overview of them. The first study is called Ask, and it's all about asking questions, doing the research, commentary notes, cross-references, conclusions, and an application, as well as having a key verse to kind of bring it all focused. My next study is called Absorb, and this idea is to look to the passage through different lenses. And so it requires 6 readings. This is the 6th reading. And each one you're going to focus on a different thing. The first one's main idea, then you read it aloud. You focus on place, people, context, in other words. Then you focus on words. So what are words that stand out? What are weird words? What are words that like, oh, that's a strange word to be using in this passage? Looking up the Greek and looking up the Hebrew, just getting basically nerdy about it. I love this kind of stuff. And then this last one's about Jesus, and every passage is going to have some pointing or some inclination of Jesus being present in the passage. So just looking at, where does God fit into this? Where does Jesus fit into this? Where does His grace does the sacrifice on the cross, how does that play into this story? And then the last one, but not least, is applying what you have learned to your life. The third one is going to be Bible Study 3. And sorry, it took a while. I moved the sticker earlier, but this is essentially a digital sticker I have here. And I will delete that. This third one is called Imagine. And the purpose behind Imagine is to really place yourself in the place and space of whatever's happening in the passage. So for example, when you are talking about Jesus weeping, you're thinking about, what are you seeing? Is there a large crowd? Are you squished in the crowd? Do you smell? Does someone else smell? Or is it like the smell of flowers? What are you seeing, hearing, and feeling when the passage of Jesus wept happened? And how does that impact things? And it might not impact anything, but however, it does really, I think, bring the Bible and Scripture to life to where you can relate to it on a different level. And so that's what this is about. You first write down your 5 senses, what you see in the passage, hear in the passage, taste, smell, feel. And if you don't taste anything, that's fine. I don't expect you to always taste things. But the idea is to get in there. You put your passage here, and then you describe in your own words how you would, what does the scene look like when you're there, when you're present? You could even do it in third person and have another character, and how would they react to what they're seeing, hearing, and feeling? So that's the idea behind this one. So we're going to skip over to Tracker. This one is essentially tracking your reading through the Bible. And so you could cross this out in any way, shape, or form. With digital planning, you have so many options. You could stick a sticker. You could stick a little sticker on it. Make it real tiny. Be like, I am done with Matthew 1. And just have it covered up. Could be like easy as that. Or you could just use your pen. You could run it through it and be like, I'm done. Or you could just be like, check, whatever your heart's desires. This is just a good way to visually see, this is how much I've gone through the Bible. It's good for a reading plan, or it's just good to know, hey, I really haven't focused on Galatians. I should go back and read Galatians. That way you're getting a well-rounded perspective and view of the Bible. And then I gave you 5 different pages of just notes. And obviously, if you digital plan, you can recreate any of these pages to your heart's content. I also just recently created a lined version of this, and so I can insert a lined. I don't have it right now, but it's pretty cool. You just cover it on top, and this dottedness becomes lined. So if you don't like dots, lined works perfectly. And so that's pretty much it. The one last thing I want to show you is my sticker page. On every single corner of every single page is this heart. You push on the heart and it takes you to the sticker page. And the sticker page, you can copy and paste in these stickers and they will go anywhere on your journal. And I also added in these irregular rectangles and the regular rectangles, but they're not in the original document. And so it's actually an added thing that I added in, and I will work to make sure that gets put in with the product. And then I also have been working on these stickers where you can simply have a list of things or make it bigger. Maybe you just don't want this whole thing. You just want a whole thing of, I just want to, have this whole page as a notebook, and you just have to resize it so it fits. And then voila, you have a whole page of a notebook lined. So that is what this is all about. To me, it's simple, but also allows lots of flexibility to make it how you want it to be and to utilize it for what's best for you. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I plan on doing some tutorials of the Bible studies more in depth. I'm currently working on Esther. I just haven't been able to focus it on this last couple weeks, but I'm currently working on Esther, and so hopefully I'll be able to walk you through what it looks like to study Esther using one of my Bible studies. That's it. You guys have a good day.